Today's episode is another one in the Mindset series. I have my tag team partner, Mandy Mc Allister, joining me today. And as it was Thanksgiving, we talk about gratitude and how important that is to us. As always, like and subscribe on Wrestling with Real Estate, the YouTube channel. Go to the WWRE Podcast and give me a 5-star rating and write me a review if you think it's worthy. And I'm looking to speak to as many of you as possible. If you're interested in real estate, I'd love to talk to you. So there's going to be a link in the description down below, or you can go to wrestlingwithrealestate.com, the website, and sign up there. But before that, enjoy today's awesome episode where we talk about gratitude and how important that is to us.
Hello and welcome to Wrestling with Real Estate, where we look to chokeslam all your real estate problems. I'm your host, former WWE wrestler and now Cirque du Soleil performer, and of course, multifamily real estate investor, Barri Griffiths. Now, once again, we are very privileged, honor, lucky, all those great words, to have Mandy Mc Allister with us again today. Hey, Mandy.
Hi.
I love that that's the like trademark thing now. I've noticed that. Hi, like you.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
You even said it in text. I've noticed that. Awesome. You've got to trademark that before.
Yeah, right.
Feeling somewhere else is going. So how are you doing today? How's everything going with you?
I got to tell you, so we were talking offline. I just spent a long weekend with three of my very best friends in the world from college. So a chance to talk about gratitude is going to be right up my alley, because I'm super grateful to have had time to reminisce with them. So, and grateful to be here with you.
I'm grateful that you're here too. This, for anyone who doesn't know, this is another one in the Mindset series. Me and Mandy love the mindset stuff. We think it's amazing. We know it's amazing, and we know how important it is. So we collaborated and doing some awesome mindset stuff, and it's awesome because Mandy's had nothing to do with me. But today we decided to talk about gratitude because we think that's really important, that people understand that and that they show gratitude. What does gratitude mean to you think?
You know, I think this time of year, we're filming this the week of Thanksgiving in America, right? So, you know, what gratitude is to me, it's something that, you know, I love that we get this chance once per year to really dive deeply into, but I think it's something that deserves a ton more attention, and there's a lot of science behind it. So one of my very favorite mentors, Tony Robbins, does an exercise, and he does this great talk around this science that if you meditate and breathe into your heart and think about what you're grateful for, your brain waves and your heart waves, your EEG and your EKG start lining up, and you end up in this beautiful state. So it's a meditative thing that gratitude can take you to. That is, you know, it's powerful.
It is really powerful. I witnessed it when I started doing it myself. Is when you start the day with gratitude, right? And it's just being thankful and being appreciative. You know, there's a basic way to explain it to me is just, and you can be appreciative of absolutely anything, right? For me, like when I started what I would do is I love blue skies and the sun, and living in Vegas, you have that pretty much every day, right? So I would start it by just looking at the blue sky and the sun, not directly, otherwise I would be a little bit blind, but just looking at that and be so thankful that I have that every day. And it was genuine. It wasn't, I didn't force it. It was so genuine because I grew up in Wales and we had terrible weather, and I always loved sunny weather. I always loved it. I don't know why, I always did. So just that in itself, just being thankful for my wife, being thankful for my dog, being thankful for my son, thankful for my job, all that, and just thankful for having an amazing life, right? And I think it also helps. I used to write it down as well. And I used to use, I think Tony Robbins talks about this, or Radcliffe, use superlatives, right? So my amazing life, my fantastic day, my brilliant dog, my, you know, all these big words. I think that helped as well, because you just amplify that feeling and that gratitude, I think.
For sure. Words have power, you know, and I think, you know, we try really hard to make sure that this is actionable, right? And there are a couple of things that are in the vein of gratitude that I want to, you know, make sure that we highlight here. So there's a technique called gratitude journaling. So that if every day when you wake up, you write, 3 things that you're grateful for, or right before bed, you write these 3 or 5 things that you're grateful for, then you start looking for things to be grateful for. Like it kind of rewires your brain, So I actually, what was funny is I was doing that exercise for about a year and ended up, it was like probably a month ago. I was walking through a hospital. I was running late to get to an appointment for a presentation. And this old couple cut me off and they start walking in front of me very, very slowly. And it was something that could have irked me. But then I saw the old couple start holding hands and it was just, because they're in a hospital. So they're there for something that's not positive. And just to see that pure love, it was a moment of gratefulness. And it's because, I've been working to rewire my brain for things to be grateful for. So that one activity of writing down things to be grateful for, that I am grateful for, the blue skies, my child's health, my kid grabbed my hand today and it was very sweet, whatever it is, if you start looking for them and remembering them so you can write them down at night, your brain will rewire.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like you said, actionable tips, right? It's just as easy as starting every day. If you journal it, great. I think that's even better. What you write down is even better and it kind of sticks in your brain more. But even if you the second you wake up, if you just sit up in your bed and you think about 3 things that you're thankful for today or that happened yesterday or whatever it is. And what I found as well is that we're guilty of wanting more, right? I've always like, I don't have the newest iPad. I don't have the newest iPhone. I don't have the best car. I don't have the biggest house. I don't make $1 million a week or whatever it is, right? We get caught up in that because that's kind of lives that we live, right? And I mean everyone, right? But once you realize how good life is, right? And gratitude does that, right? Because it's just, everything in life is pretty awesome, really, when you really boil it down. Like, do I have the biggest house? No, but what does it matter, right? I have a roof over my head. I have, a good looking, nice house in a good area, that all this stuff, right? And I'm lucky to have this house, right? It's not $1 million mansion, but what does that matter? And once you start realizing all this stuff, it really helps you put everything in perspective, I think, as well. That's what I realized. It really puts a lot of stuff in perspective because you realize how lucky you are and how amazing everything really is. And it really changes your outlook to life, I think.
Completely agree. I mean, we won the genetic lottery. If anybody who has a chance to be watching like us chat about this, like, you probably live in America and you're probably, are above the poverty line. And you basically, if you meet those criteria, are in the top 1% of the world. Like, we are so incredibly lucky. So it's great to continue to, remember the whys behind that. There are 2 meditations that are, if you do a quick Google search or YouTube search, that I love, that are gratitude centered. Number 1, Tony Robbins does what he calls priming. This is something that's, it's a morning thing. It's a breathing exercise. It's lots of that gratitude stuff that I alluded to earlier. And then also Vishen Lakhiani does what he calls the 6-phase meditation. Look for that. That basically is soup to nuts, man. It goes from the gratitude stuff to visualization about what the perfect day is. Those are 2 things to really kind of bring some more gratitude into your life if you want to look into it.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that because, I think it's good that people can look up, right? If you need some guidance towards gratitude, right? It can be as simple or as complicated as you want, but I think, you can definitely learn from those people. So awesome. Gratitude is just so important, I think. And, if anyone does anything today, just show gratitude. I think, because I was going to wrap it up there, but it reminded me of something that gratitude does for me is sometimes when I have a bad day or something's not going right or whatever, right? I'm annoyed with someone or I'm mad at a situation or something, right? You can even use that gratitude then. And I've done that a few times when I'm mad at something, right? Like, or something, whatever it is, it's not putting me in the right frame of mind. I just think of 3 things that make you happy, 3 things that you're happy for. And that really helps. And, in the toughest times, you can use that gratitude to actually to reverse those feelings that you have, I think.
Smart. Yeah, a little stress hack. I like it. I'm going to remember that.
It kind of helps me. So. Cool. Well, Mandy, another awesome one. Another really, really cool mindset talk. I really enjoyed that. But before we go, as always, can you please tell us more where we can find more about Mandy, the one and only McAllister?
So grateful. Yes. Best place to find me is mandymcallister.com.
And what is that in the corner for anyone who's watching in the video?
This is Aspiring Women Achieving More. It is a group of women that kind of began being very aspirational and driven, and it's a lot of inspiration and a lot of accountability, and free group on Facebook. You can find the links through mandymcallister.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and until the next one.